Alright, yo, we're at the auction. I'm going to show you how bad repos are getting and how new these vehicles are that are getting repossessed by the banks and being sold at the auction.
Yo, you're going to pop your truck?
Yes.
And they're going to sue you for the difference.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So there is a perfect storm set up in the car market for something really bad to happen. It's one of those things I'm watching, just like commercial real estate, just like credit cards, and this is all tied together. There's just a perfect storm that's set up, and the key to all this is car insurance.
Get out the car, man. Get out the car, homie. Get out the car, homie.
Get my keys, cuz.
Get out the car. What we gonna do? Oh, what we gonna do? Get out the car, man. Get out the car. And I'm filming everything for the finance company.
So last year, repo rates were up 23%. And we're just getting into this year, and it's going to be even hotter. You know why? Because Florida's leading the way, of course, with record high car insurance. And when your insurance and your car payment is the new mortgage, well, we're wondering how people are paying for this. Look, I was coming off base the other day, and you know, if you've ever been in the military, that the privates always have the best cars, not the officers or the senior officers. And I saw an E2 driving a brand new Dodge Challenger, and I was like, this is something. Let me go research this. And as I've been researching, I've been seeing more and more luxury cars, more and more regular cars being repossessed. And you might be wondering, what happens when a car is repossessed? Or should you let it go? Should you negotiate? Or are you going to be sued? Listen to Uncle Dave and see what he has to say about this.
It is a $80,000 Ford F-250. We want to get out of it. But whenever we take it to trade it in or try to sell it, we are offered about $10,000 less than what we owe on it. Is it a dumb decision to let it get repossessed?
What does Kelley Blue Book say the truck's worth?
Kelley Blue Book says 34 to 37 for trade-in or 40,000 for selling it outright, and you
owe 80.
Well, we owe 58 on it.
Oh, 58. All right, and who?
It is staggering how many people are upside down on these cars. When people were paying well over sticker price a year ago, and now they're figuring out the insurance is unaffordable and the maintenance on the car is unaffordable, they're having to get rid of it. And they're realizing, you know what, I can't just get rid of it, or I'm going to be sued, or I'm going to be upside down $20,000 or $30,000 because they overpaid for $20,000 or $30,000. Shocking how much a new Toyota Tacoma costs these days.
Who do you owe the 58 to? Who's the bank?
It's our federal credit union.
Okay. I want you to go to the credit union in person and tell them the problem to the manager.
Okay.
And say, we don't want to repo this.
Right.
We want to sell it, but we don't have the $10,000.
Mm-hmm.
We want you to release the title for 48. We're going to give you the whole 48, and we're going to sign a note and pay payments on the 10,000.
Okay.
That is better than a repo. Here's why. When they repo the truck, they will sell it on a repo lot for 24.
Okay.
Deep discount on a repo lot. Agreed?
Yes.
And they're going to sue you for the difference.
Oh, wow. Okay, I didn't realize that would.
Yeah, the deficit, it's called, the lack of the money that doesn't get paid by the sale of the vehicle, they're going to come after you for it. And so by letting it be repoed, voluntary or otherwise, you are losing control of the sale price, which means you lose control of the hole that you're in.
Mm-hmm. Just like he's saying, when in doubt, make a deal. And a lot of times you can make the deal. Even with a credit card company or when they sell the debt, usually you can make a deal because they would rather money now than maybe no money later.
So I want you to control the hole that you're in and sell it for 48 and sign a note with the credit union for 10. If you sit down without an attitude of victim, don't act like the credit union did something wrong. They didn't. They did everything they were supposed to do. You're the one that did something wrong. So you go in humble.
Yes.
Asking for mercy, asking for help. I want to do the right thing. Help me do the right thing. Help me sell it and pay you the $10,000 difference as an unsecured note. Okay?
Okay.
Now,
this saves them on attorney's fees. It saves them on a whole lot of effort just to broker a deal, me to you right now, and let's get this done.
Here's the actual, let's look at it from the credit union manager's position for a second. If he has to take the truck back and sells it for 24, he's going to lose all that money difference unless he gets it out of you.
Right.
So this is a much better deal for him because the number of times they collect on a deficit is very low because people often bankrupt after this.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're a credit union manager, you know that. And so you're actually making him a really good deal because he does not have a secured loan now. He has a partially secured loan. He has a $10,000 unsecured loan and a $48,000 secured loan. And all we're asking him to do is admit it.
Okay.
You see what I'm talking about? From his perspective. And just be kind and humble and ask for help and say, we made a terrible mistake. We're going to make good on it, but we really need your help. And this is best for the credit union, and this is best for us. This is a win-win. And it is.
So when you owner finance a house, right, in real estate, as a real estate agent, as a real estate investor, which I am here on the Gulf Coast, email down below if you need anything. I fear repoing a house. You know, I've sold houses where they pay me every month as the person holding the mortgage. And we know that they could just destroy the house before they walk out of that joint. And then, you know, there you are trying to sue them for it. They have no money. They have no credit. They have no reason to pay you back. Meanwhile, you got a broken house and you're out a lot of money to repair it and then for the contract what they owed you. So as a person on the other side of the table, I want to make a deal just like cash for keys. Sometimes you just want them out. Sometimes you just want the property back and you just want to get the deal clean and move on to the next one.
Repo man. Oh, this is what happens when the repo man comes.
I'll check this out.
What you gotta do, my brother?
He says, hold my beer, four-wheel drive, baby.
Says you ain't getting this truck back.
Dale rápido que te lo voy a subir, mi hermano.
He's about to put that sucker in four-wheel drive.
Oye, dale, te lo voy a subir. Yo, you're gonna pop your truck. Let it down. Let it down. He's gonna pop your shit. Come on, boy. Dale, vete, mi hermano. Tow truck driver loses again.
Now, my thoughts on that is after this happens, the damage to the underside of that truck that's $100,000 or $80,000 is probably going to be significant. And in a day and a half, when they finally catch this guy and they get that truck, now who's going to pay for the damage? Probably been scratched, probably got some transmission issues now, and that expensive car or the expensive truck is now worth less. That's why you broker a deal.
Car repossessions are up 23% as more people fall behind on their payments. Y'all, I'm going to tell you because I'm not paid to lie and gaslight you like politicians and news anchors. Okay, I'm an independent journalist. It is very obvious that we've been in a recession for years.
And what they're not telling you about this is there is a big difference now between the have-nots and the wealthy. Because inflation happens so fast in the real estate world, the stock market, and just the cost of everything. Now you have car prices have gone up significantly, insurance prices have gone up significantly, and now they're insuring a property that is way more expensive because the price line on when you sign on the dotted line. And let's say the car is worth $80,000 and you're insuring $80,000, but it's now worth $60,000. And you know if you sold it, you probably wouldn't even get that. And people are looking at this negative. People are looking at this negative equity, and they're like, "What do I do?" And they're just like, "You know what? Forget about it." And they're just going to take the hit on their credit and they're going to walk away. And you're going to see all these cars just stacked up everywhere. And then, so as a car dealer, you're like, okay, well, I'm not selling as many cars because people can't afford them. And I'm repoing all the cars I've got loans on. What am I going to do with those? And then I'm going to have to sell those repos. More inventory. So it's just like, Where is all this going to go? Comment down below what your thoughts are on this. Are we going into a car market crash? Are we going to pull our way out of it? Or is the government just going to keep printing money and lower interest rates down further, and further until you get another cool car note for very low interest payments and we start this old merry-go-round again?
All right, yo, we're at the auction. I'm going to show you how bad repos are getting and how new these vehicles are that are getting repossessed by the banks and being sold at the auction. Look at this. All these are repos, all brand new cars. You got Chargers, Catbacks, Mercedes, Genesis, Range Rovers, Range Rover, trucks, Teslas.
You know, as an older person now, can't believe I'm saying that, but I see the cars that these young guys are driving, these young people are driving, and I'm just like, how do they afford that? As somebody that has a little money, I'm like, wow, $80,000 for a truck, $60,000 for a truck. I paid $67,000 for my house, and I'm like, we're at that now. We're at the level of cars now cost what houses used to cost here on the Gulf Coast of Florida. Absolutely wild that you could fathom a very, very little down payment and all this a month. And now it's 6-7%. And then some of these young people are at 14, 15, 18% for a car note.
Telling me to go get this Chevy. Get over here, and this is what I see. This is the most TikTok-ish thing I seen, bro. Look how close this lady done parked. Matter of fact, I'm finna change the picture. Hold on. Look how close this lady done parked, so I can't take her car.
I mean, let's think about how we got here. We had massive amounts of inflation, and people thought it was cool to just go out and buy these cars. They had their stimulus checks. Most weren't working. They got these cars, and now they've realized with insurance and they can't afford them. And the maintenance is coming up on them, can't afford it. And now the cost of housing is going up. We've got this slinky that happened with everything. And what is going to be the future of this? I don't see it ending well. I think if anything buckled first, it would be cars, then credit cards, and then it would be real estate. But right now it's going to be commercial real estate. And then if the cost of housing keeps going up, who is going to afford those houses? I think that the government will just wave their wand and make a 40-year note on a house and just make the numbers work. They just water down the monthly payment. Just like in cars, you water down the monthly payment because people usually buy things in what's the monthly payment, not how much it actually costs, like the cash number. Like for me, when I buy a car, it's cash. When I buy a house, it's cash. I don't do that leverage stuff, and it's kept me out of hot water all these years. But when you can just work the note, people will buy it, and that's what's going on. And they're coming to the end of the road because all of a sudden they're going to renew their car insurance, and it went up. Trust me, my car insurance went up too. All of a sudden it went up $100 a month, and I was like, wait a minute. For my old Toyota Tacoma, it went up that much. Like, and then imagine a luxury car. And imagine when you're having to pay an increased rent as a young person that you didn't know that was coming. Your rent just went from $1,500 a month to $2,500 a month. And then the light bill went up. The water bill went up. Cost of an attorney went up. The cost of your clothes went up. Everything went up. And now it's all on credit cards. And now you're paying the interest on the credit cards. And then you're trying to save for a down payment for a house, but you can't because all these payments are taking up all your cash flow. And that's why I always say debt is not a good thing. What do y'all think about this? Do you think we're ready for a collapse? I'm really interested in watching how this plays out. It's interesting to watch people hide their cars, not take, some type of responsibility for the debt they've accumulated or that giant car payment. Why are we buying luxury cars when a nice little pickup truck or a nice little car will get us from point A to point B? And not to mention when you're burdened with student loans and all these other things. Don't forget to like and subscribe, comment down below, and if you're looking for a real estate agent on the Gulf Coast of Florida, Alabama, I'd be happy to help you. If I can't do the deal, I'll find somebody that can. I'll see you guys on the next video. Not sure what it's going to be. I like researching these topics and talking about it. See you guys later.